Look at this lonely fella here. Nobody likes you because of this. It's just so boring looking.
I'm not loved.
I thought I was bringing attention and sexiness to your stuff, and now
I don't know.
I guess.
Isn't it sexy?
But look at this bus. This is a bar here. Look at that copper.
That's a beautiful panel.
Beautiful. So Steve and them are installing your panel as of that day we talked.
Yes.
So
yeah.
Rex and I are working on a project for one of my friends. That's similar to it?
This is pretty much the exact panel we're doing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna have lots of videos if y'all haven't already seen Rex with KingRex Electric. You went out to Fremers as well, huh? While you were out here.
I just replaced. This is Fremer's original panel when I originally did his job. That is the panel that was in his house. I just, you know, it's all aluminum, all aluminum, all aluminum. There's copper bus down here, but aluminum connectors and stuff. I go in now and I take these panels and I give copper lugs and stuff on it. I give copper neutral bars, copper ground bars. I damp them. Like if you listen to
I know.
how rattly and noisy, this is much more dense. You know, it's all. If you put a stethoscope on a panel and listen to it, you can actually hear a lot of noise in it. So I'm just trying to knock some of that down.
Doesn't hurt for a little extra.
It all copper is a big deal.
Yeah, we're not talking about extra thousands of dollars to do this, so it's not like. Now we are gonna. I did a spoiler alert in my recent Zoom. We're gonna do that kind of sub panel in my room.
Yeah.
So we got to talk about that later.
Yeah, which is basically built on the foundation of this.
Yeah.
This is the finest panel that I have. 1/4 inch thick bus bar. It's all pure copper grounds. The cans are incredibly dense and robust just by what it is itself. Bolt on, Eaton breakers. Very nice.
And unlike, we're going to hardwire it into my existing and then put maybe some Furatech outlets or whatever you think we can do. Yeah. I'm going to need about 14
outlet ports. So I can get 7 duplexes across the bottom. Yeah, the one we're talking about is similar to this, but it's got duplexes built into it, so it would stand up.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning.
You just plug right into the bottom of it, and you got your circuit breakers and everything, and then you control it. And I can feed it with 225 amps if I want.
So this will be
your house. I could just backfeed your house out of it all.
I got to get Tony to come to my house. Luckily, we have a good electrician we found in Houston. Really good guy. So yeah, if you have a project, Rex can work with a local electrician. Hopefully, we can find good ones like we've found.
Yeah, I draw specs for the people. I go and I take pictures of what's going on in your project, and I clearly mark them up as PDFs, and I show the electrician this is what to do, because electricians don't want this.
Yeah.
They don't want to see a specification and their eyes will glaze over.
Yeah. It's good to have that, but yeah, this is what gets them through the day. I send
this with it, but this gets them through the day, and it makes it very clear and simple. I tell them exactly all they need to know. So.
I see they didn't even have a badge for you.
I know.
Huh. Well, you didn't even pay. You just set up here. And just wrote your name. Yeah. I think Magnapan did that at Expona. They just rented a room and then told people it was there. They weren't part of Expona, but they technically were. So that was pretty funny. Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, he didn't have a thing. And this is an NQ panel board. This is like made by Square D2. It's got its benefits. I mean, they do come with all aluminum. It's just, I go and I take copper compression lugs. Like I get a very good heavy duty marine grade lug. I get rid of some of the tin plating, so I'm copper to copper contacts everywhere. But I have a variety of different lugs. You know, if this is only a 100 amp sub panel, I can use small lugs. If it's a 200 amp main panel, I've got large or compression lugs.
Yeah.
This is a good panel. I do a little bit of damping in here and a little bit of damping here. But I go through and I do things like deoxit and all that.
Yeah.
I like that deoxit. I treat all my panels. So.
Did you watch my recent Zoom? We had Dave and Steve McCormick and Doug, and we were talking about deoxit. We talked about phase, having all your system on the phase. So a lot of power stuff, even though you weren't on the Zoom.
Yeah, I wish I was.
It was an hour long, and I think you were traveling, but yeah.
This is single phase panel. This.
Yes, really. Okay.
So you only need, this is UL listed for just a single hot, a single neutral, and a single ground wire. So you don't have the B phase that we don't use in the pipe and in the panel, inducing its own electrical being. You know, it's got EMF and stuff coming out. It's not there. So you just got your 3 wires feeding into the thing, and it gives you all the space up and down the bar to use. Like, you don't have empty slots.
This is going to be interesting at my house because, it's not like I have a major problem or anything sound quality-wise with power that is evident, but it would be interesting to see how much I was missing, if anything, with this. So, very excited.
I think you're going to get a big sense of dynamics and ease.
Yeah.
Like, your amplifiers will just flow music better.
Yeah.
Because you're a little restricted in how much power you have.
Well, because I have those 2 subs plus those big amps. Now, the speakers are very efficient, so I'm not really taxing the amps too much. But I think I like the overkill, and I like the grounding advantages here. I like the better connections is where I really think it's at.
It is.
You know, deoxit and connecting. I was just connecting my phone to this charger, and it said slow charging, and then I wiggle it, fast charging. We don't get that kind of feedback from our power stuff and our equipment. So we don't know if we're getting slow charging or fast charging or a good connection. So it makes sense to pay some attention to this stuff. Strictly on, you can use the same wire as before, although that's an advantage too.
Love this.
You use directional wire. You're into that.
Grain oriented. Learned it from Garth Powell.
Okay.
He taught me, got me thinking about it, and then a lot of other cable manufacturers started validating that yes, wire is directional, it's electrically measurable, and you can hear it.
Okay.
So I took a piece of wire that I got when I did Fremer's house. It was already grain oriented. One end said panel, one end said receptacle. I built a tool with that piece of wire, and then every time I buy a spool of 10 gauge, I buy South wire or Ciro, American made wire. It's still old plant. The USA with their old plants actually makes better wire because it's slow drawn. Anyways, I go and I determine the direction of it, and I orient all my spools the same way, and then I have a big die or a big bobbin that I twist these wires up to control the geometry. You can read Bill Whitlock type papers and stuff like that, and he talks about the scientific studies that they've done about why you want the wire twisted.
Okay.
The benefits of it. So I just follow along with it, twist it, and then your electrician can just put it in ENT, electrical non-metallic tubing. They can run this in your house, quick and easy, and they can just pull the wire through it. And it's a fast installation, and it's a big improvement what you get for how much it costs.
Well, that's the other thing. And I know that triggers a lot of people about wire being directional and whatnot, but really it's not adding too much cost to your product because you're kind of you're just believing it so much. You're doing it as part of your wire. I mean, like, what would be the difference if you didn't do that? Not that much money.
No, I sell this wire for $10 a foot.
Okay, yeah. So we're not talking about breaking the bank.
Pretty reasonable in audiophile terms, because I also want you keeping your branches more like 20 to 40 feet max.
Yeah.
So if you're talking a 20-foot run, you're talking $200 in wire. Come on, how much did you spend in your power cord?
I know, exactly.
You have a Dragon in there for like $8,000, and then you're just going to use Romex in your wall? No, come on, get something that's had a little more attention and time put into it, and you can hear it. It is actually a pretty apparent sonic difference between a wire that's been directionally twisted, directionally oriented, and then twisted. And made easy for your electrician. He knows this end's supposed to be in the panel, that end's supposed to be in the duplex.
But explain to those that would say AC, how could it be directional for alternating current?
I get that question. I don't know if I'm not an engineer to explain it. The people such as Garth and other cable makers have told me, yes, it is true. It's a real, you can just see it and measure it. When they make this wire, they're crushing it through a bunch of dies, and it puts a chevron in it. You can see the grain structure of it under high analysis. The idea of it goes this and that way, and I've had people tell me or ask me, don't you have to make sure one goes? And no, that's not the way I was taught to do it. And if I have replaced a piece of wire in my system and just put one of these in and listen to them back and forth, where I can pull it out of my amp, pull one in and put the other one in, and it's a pretty big
interesting
apparent change.
Yeah, well, like I said, even if it's not something somebody believes in, you're not really breaking the bank to go that route. So, unlike some things that are a little more sketchy. So, yeah, great job. Can't wait to get this box in my house. We'll have to coordinate soon. And you got to come back down to Houston.
Yeah, I gotta get back down to Houston.
Picture.
Need to find more
I want a
skis.
picture with me.
Yeah, my friend Bob.
Oh, okay.
He's a big fan
Oh,
of yours. He
good to
wants
meet
get
you.
A picture of Jason.
All right, I'll take a picture.
This thing go in the wrong direction. There we go. Why you got your finger out like that? There you go.
I'm giddy.
All right, so we'll put Bob. So this is my first time meeting you.
He's not a Hungerford either. I don't know why they
Bob-
put his
oh, yeah.
name on it, but although his daughter might end up married to my brother's son.
Is that
so
right? Okay.
I might have to see this guy at Christmas for a lot of years to come.
When I met him, he knew I was in the audio.
Okay.
The first time we met, he showed up with electrical parts at the
brought a
the
panel.
family
Oh,
gathering.
wow. Wow. You are such a nerd. Wow. So, do you have video of that? I don't know if I want to know you anymore. I'm going to your competition.
So I'm meeting the dad for the first time
Yeah.
and everything, and me and him are just talking audio the whole time. And people are like, "What's going on?" Like,
Oh, you are something else, Rex. I actually took him out on the town. Now my street cred is crap.
no, I got to see some of the videos, and then I was saying when I come here, I said I want to dress like he does, and he said you can't wear my tag if you wear any of those clothes.
All right, well, tonight, let's go out. I've got clothes tonight that you all will like.
And a hat.
I didn't bring the hat because you can't bring those things. These hats are so heavy, I can't bring them on the plane. But
They're over 50 pounds.
yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
Cool.
Anyway. All right, well, good seeing you guys. Good meeting you, Bob. We'll see you soon.